Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the Horowitz Chaim. We in the sixth of the negative commandments, and this is the commandment of Shalei Lasais Malacha b'Shabbos, that a person should not do any prohibited malacha, any work on Shabbos. Umuzharim anu al kol malachis elu gam al behemteinu. Not only is the Jew himself obligated to refrain from doing all of the prohibited work and activities, but even one's animals cannot do the prohibited activities either. I can't take my animal and have him plow in the field. I can't have my animal schlep things for me in the Rishus Rabbim, in a public thoroughfare that I'm not allowed to carry myself, so on and so forth. They also are supposed to rest. The Amir Lagoy, and so too telling a non-Jew what to do for you. Lasais malacha, if you ask a non-Jew, turn on the light, please. I can't. I'm Jewish. I keep Shabbos, but you're not Jewish, so you turn on the light. I'm hungry and I forgot to cook the cholent. So listen, you say to your maid, do me a favor. You cook the cholent for me. Cut up the vegetables, put it into the pot, cook it up so I have something to eat. Says the Horowitz Chaim, Chazal said that even though that the goy is not commanded to refrain from doing the malachas, the laws, the prohibitions of Shabbos, nevertheless, when they are acting on my behalf and I tell them, I instruct them to do something, Chazal came along and said that you cannot do that. It's an Issa Midah, it's a rabbinical prohibition. V'nikra Shavus, it's called a Shavus. It's called one of these rabbinical prohibitions that we discussed. And therefore, Amir La'akum, which is telling over a non-Jew to do something for you, is a major sugya, a major part of the halachas of Shabbos. It's beyond the scope of this discussion over here. There are beautiful svarim, books that were written in Hebrew and English that describe in detail and in depth what you are allowed to say to a non-Jew, what you're not allowed to say to a non-Jew. And it behooves anyone that is living in a non-Jewish world, which we live in, where there are non-Jews all around, sometimes even in your home on Shabbos, a cleaning lady, a caretaker, help, and the like. It is very important that you understand what the halachas are, so that you're not a machal Shabbos, you don't desecrate the Shabbos thinking that you're not doing anything wrong. Shakol, the chuy Shabbos, however, writes the Horowitz Chaim, if we're dealing with life-threatening situation, then Shabbos is nidche, Shabbos is pushed off in order to save another life. If you have to light a fire to save a person, you have to jump in the car and rush the person to the hospital. You have to do some kind of life-saving treatment, and it requires a chil Shabbos involved. Then chayecha koydem, we want people to live a chaybem, we want people to live in the mitzvahs v'lo sheyomus bem, and not to die in them, and therefore you're allowed to be mechal Shabbos to save a person's life. Shakol Shabbos kinegekol, a mitzvah Shabbos is equal to all of the mitzvahs in the Torah, ki oisi bein Hashem yizbarach bein bnei Yisrael, because it's a sign between Hashem and Klal Yisrael. And therefore, that sign is something that is endearing and loving, and it's equivalent to a person fulfilling all of the mitzvahs. If a person desecrates the Shabbos knowingly, and he does it in public, halachically, he has the status of a non-Jew in everything. That means that this person, if he touches your wine that is not mavushal, so you can't drink the wine, he cannot be counted officially for a minyan, he should not be called up for an aliyah, so on and so forth. Okay, you'll have to ask your local Orthodox rabbi how we deal with today the Jewish people that are mechal Shabbos, that are desecrating the Shabbos in public. Yeah, many of the Jews in America, certainly the assimilation rate is about 70-75%. That means 75% of all of the Jews would fall into this category, most likely. How are we going to deal with that? It's a very sensitive and a very delicate question at hand over here. There are a lot of leniencies that we have because not everybody realizes that what they are doing is wrong. And therefore, let us say for our purposes, we're dealing with a person who understands there's something called Shabbos. They know that there are things that they're not allowed to do. They're well aware that a Jew that is religious and keeps the Shabbos doesn't turn on lights, doesn't get in cars, it doesn't cook, doesn't deal with money transactions and the like. and they say, nevertheless, I'm going to do it anyway, this person in many levels would fall into this category, and we'll have to be careful how it is that we're going to deal with them in terms of halacha. The Navi, the prophet, gives great praise to a person who guards the Shabbos. Like it says, Ashre enosh yaseh zois. Happy is the man who does this. Shomer Shabbos mechaleloi. He guards the Shabbos from desecrating it. But we keep this everywhere. Eretz Yisrael, America. On the moon you'd keep Shabbos. For men and women, everyone is obligated in guarding themselves from Chilul Shabbos, from desecrating the Shabbos, and keeping the halachas in the proper way. Have a wonderful day.